Hi friends, I'm going to talk about reality creation. Before I go into that, looking for one person that want to collaborate on creating realities through my mentorship program. It's one-on-one, and you create whatever you want, infinite possibilities. So let's kick into this by okay, so much information. Actually, I had a timeline psychosis because too many possible realities. I was kind of quantum surfing, and it was all basically every reality experience is a feedback loop that you need to contemplate and then kind of like rewrite or upgrade if you don't want to have just a loop. Okay, whatever you leave there, it's looping. Let me give you an example. Let's say you can loop your life coming every day to the same place, drinking the same drink, talking to the same people about the same things, and there's no change. Familiar? I think everybody will experience being saturated with a loop, because then you find yourself in a loop. You're like it sucks, it's boring. Well, you have to rewrite, you have to take responsibility to add something. Now, beautiful thing about growing the experience is that you can automate things. So I'm talking about automation, not chatbot GPT or AI, but actually using the intelligence of Cosmos to automate progressive or incremental growth of a team. This is how the universe is created. This is how evolution happens in the organic form and in the code of the God mind. My hair. My hair is crazy. Sorry about that. So the example of something would be if you set up a garden and you can set up I don't know, just a garden. Like I had a balcony with a garden, so it was all set up, and it doesn't require much maintenance, but it grows, and then it might yield like vegetables or something like this. So this, then you can automate how much actual involvement you want to have, whether you want to check in every day or once a week or once a month or once every 6 months, and then see how it has been growing. Okay, and this is actually the way. Let me do something about my hair. It's distracting. This is actually how the whole, like this universal construct is also just an aquarium that has pre-programmed algorithm of the logos that then grows the entire planetary systems and whatnot. Okay, and then from outside of this universe, you are the creator, God, whatever, that then just does not even have to participate in the aquarium. You can definitely incarnate as a fish or a guy or a girl or like whoever, people, deer, boar, fish, turtle, whatever. You can like experience all these forms as vessels to explore the planetary realms or interplanetary realms. Yes, but then you can also just be in the aquarium workshop where there are like many aquariums, and you're just growing these like aquariums or ant farms. They're just doing their thing. So outside of this universe, the universe is doing this thing, and the creator God, you in the multiverse from where you create these things, you don't have to get inside of it. And when you do get inside of it, then it's just also a small portion of your awareness that is dedicated to then experiencing the time, space, and events and the evolution of this fabric here. Okay, so that's an example of automation. So when we talk about manifestation, we say be really intentional and specific about what you want. And then there is also the automation that is going to deliver and fill in the gaps if you are not really specific. The automation can drive your life to a degree, and you can create to a degree, and balance of these two is something that I am becoming aware of as, well, just it would be delicious to have balance of creative government and then also automation. It's a big theme actually, with automating your business via AI and everybody talking about that. But if you look at the nature, when you plant a seed, there will be rain, there will be sun, so it's already automated to grow that seed into a tree. So you can be the effortless gardener, or the effortless doer, the effortless creator, the Wu-Wei creator, because you don't have to actually do that much. Now, the thing where you need to be really specific is the seed, okay? And some 6, 7, 8 years ago, in this looping time, I was here and it was pretty effortless for me to manifest like big things, like super big things on a, like I can manifest something on a collective level from without like doing anything, but just from the manifestation, from the templating the universe, okay? And so it's like maybe playing Civilization, where you have the overview of the civilization and then you can like add buildings and stuff, or how people do in that realm, okay? So you can do this simply by zooming out to the level from where this is done, right? So if you're aware of that level, then you could potentially go and manipulate something, okay? So there are already rules installed where, like, when you're manifesting, you can't do really like black magic, white magic, ethical things, like why would somebody be able to like govern how reality or nature or people move. It's not like a person that can manipulate like what other people do. This is a difference in language. I mean, this is a linguistic nuance when I say like somebody's a manipulator or you're a manipulator. Like when you are manipulating the algorithmic baseline, the causal baseline for how reality will then be distributed down the dimensions and what will be manifested as reality, and even if that influences everybody's life, the universe is programmed to follow everybody's free will. So people will participate in the reality that you create through their own inclination and free will, and if they do not have awareness of their choices, then their free will will be limited to something else. So so this is basically the God mind, the console is already doing things in a way, and everybody can go from the individual point of view, from the individual perspective, into the God mind console and then edit the world, okay? And the God mind console does not simply favor. It's transpersonal, right? So that it's governed by its rules. Okay. So this also kind of like important to have successful manifestation. Detachment. It's just scanning the browser, the tabs of the God mind and the whatever is coming down as inspiration, invoking something, so that shows up then as visualization, inspiration, or information that you can the word, what you do with the information you transcode. I don't know. Okay, so you discern the information, you upload another information that is manifested. So when you upload something, you also give up the governance from your individual point of view. It goes up into the God mind, then from out there it is downloaded into manifestation. Simple as that. It's the God mind that can then calculate the zero carbon, zero karmic footprint. Now still, let's go into another exploration. This also means that you individually can have whatever you want. And you don't even need to, like, access to whatever you want can be granted to you via God mind. So it's not through, like, personal relationship or inter-people relationships that something is projected and manifested as a reality. Okay, we all here are just using the script. Okay, even though if we may think we're egos or whatever, like our ideas, we're just using the big script that the universe generates through 12 archetypes, basically. So there's nobody with an original idea, but the way that we remix these ideas, like what I'm wearing today, this combo, this fashion combo, it's original because it is kind of unique expression of my individuality. The ideas are also just like the idea, the transmission, the song, the lingo, the dance, it can all be then an original expression through the individuality, but all of these are created from universal components that are the same. So you really choose what dance and what tune you're channeling. I'm doing the 3P tune. Okay, so as I said on the beginning, I had overload of information, and energetically creating so many micro choices, managing, not doing it in an automated way. It was just like an endless fun dealing with the cosmetic choices of this, cosmetic choices of that. But then I realized this is turbo, like I'm feeling like I'm manifesting on a turbo mode, but I'm incompetent to actually do anything other than just play with just transcoding all of this information. And then the information became overload, and I started to be really in a kind of like psychosis with my reality, where I don't like my timelines because they're overwhelming me, and I just wanted to retreat back into the void. And so dismantle the information, dismantle the previous experience, dismantle the timeline, and then create something that can be digested daily. Okay, so this is really important. Rosicrucians, they would do this exercise when you rewind your day before you go to sleep, and in this way you transcode or defragment the energies of your impressions, so automatically you have a clean slate when you go to sleep, and then you have a clean slate tomorrow. Otherwise, it's like going to sleep with your stomach full. Your body needs to process then the food, and you will not having very good sleep. You wake up drowsy. In the same way, you go to sleep with daily information accumulated and unprocessed, and you can then like do like higher astral movement, where you can then have more freedom to go everywhere and do everything from all different perspectives universally, because you're getting a karmic footprint. So karma is simply individual energetic memory, and it can be also collective energetic memory or whatever. But if this energetic memory is processed, then you're not feeling stagnant, basically. Also, you will not get old, and you will feel juicy, and then you can work with whatever appears from a blank slate, from equanimity. So resetting also is important, and there is also a natural kind of tendency for reset, and this is why every religion ever have some kind of fasting once or twice a year, like Ramadan fast or Christmas fasting or Easter fasting or something like this. And this is simply to stop receiving information. And fasting is very good, like to also fast from speaking and receiving information with your eyes or ears. So like no reading, no listening, no speaking, no eating food. This is the best way to defragment. And this can be done once a week, and this can be done for a few days, couple times a year, or whatever way you see fit. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's see. One thing that I was really pissed off with experiencing like this hyper tabbing, on your internet, when you open 200 tabs in your browser, and then like everything is left unfinished, basically. That was really interesting for me. Like years ago, I would like open Wikipedia, and then just how you read the text on Wikipedia, there's a hyperlink, and then opens a new tab, and then I'm not finished reading this text, but there are like references, and then I open that reference, and then from that it just opens up a fractal of references, and it's too much tabs to ever go back into and actually like finish reading. But it's fun. But then eventually I will just close all of them one day. I say, oh, okay, I'm never gonna like go back and finish these like 60 open tabs. So that's a funny behavior. And so I'm closing timelines actually. And it's hard to close timelines because you have to take a knife and sever them. You have to cap them off, and they have energetic pool for your awareness that when it becomes stored in your RAM memory, in your subconscious, in your dormant memory, then all of a sudden you don't have your energy, but there's all of these things pulling you. So I had to sleep a lot and finish a lot of like things, even if the things were not finished, and like soul contracts, whatever realities that I was creating, to cut and finish. And this feels like and this, you have retrograde cycles also in nature that will help you do this, like Mercury retrograde, right? Well, it's kind of like untying the knots from whatever was in the play, but then it's just not gonna play out, so it's not relevant anymore. Okay, so I shut down my creative projects all except one, and then two, and then three, and then four, and then five, and then six. I compartmentalize. Okay, so I kind of made these like rooms where my projects grow. Inside, it's a mental compartment basically where you have a closed door. That's really important, so there's no leak. So there can be a project growing to how I have preceded it, and it's waiting for me. When I open the door in my mind, it will manifest in my reality. Like, I don't know, we're sort of like put energy into creating this hotel. It's a trippy hotel. It's like a fun hotel with like fun interiors and like. But I close that, and I can't even remember it, and it does not show up in my reality. Unless I start to think, yo, what up with that project, and then I open the door, at which point all of the people that are co-creating will manifest in my reality with the continuation of that script, that timeline. Doors closed, we're in the 0 point outside of space and time, the timeline is not playing, that movie is not playing. And now I have like other rooms, up to 12 I guess, where I don't want to open those doors because I don't want to overwhelm my mind with what is there. Now, this is automation, this is very nice. So these things are growing that in a way that when I open the door of that project, there will be like something fruited, something ripened there. The next step ripened, and then you have to go into the reality and play the steps that you are interested to play, or automate the steps that you're not interested to like physically go and experience. So this type of compartmentalization is like does not require synergy between your scripts and the event, like the players. It can be like you don't really know what's going on, and you don't have to like talk to these people, and nobody expects anything from you, and you don't expect anything from them, and you don't see them unless you open the door and you go and see what's happening with that project. And you can also trust the nature and your formula, okay, which is basically your creative idea, your vision, your manifestation, to drive the project to whatever degree of accomplishment, because you are really stopping something from manifesting when you contemplate it and when you choose the details. So when you bring it into your mind screen and when you're choosing the details, it is where then it is not manifesting. This is the rule in like manifestation books, like never go. When you let it go, then it manifests, because while you contemplate, while you're still doing the creative choosing, then you're playing with the script, and then you have to upload the script into the production, and the production will then make a movie out of it. Okay, so right now I have one door open, one project going on that I am doing also, and on a like yesterday I was supposed to go and do that, and then I just pushed the timeline away, and I just said I'm just going to stay and rest, and I'm going to close this door, and then I'm going to open it tomorrow when I'm rested, and then I'm going to come and do it. So first of all, it's important to also understand this bubble here, bubble of your VR, your soul bubble, there's no time here. Where you're thinking about things, they're not time-based. When you're feeling things, they're not time-based. And here is just like infinite possibilities that can be crystallized into something that you need to contemplate and decide. Outside of this is then your movie, where you are then entering a certain portal. When you open the door in your mind, the door opens, the portal opens, the timeline opens in your reality. So then you're going and connecting your 0 point, your no time, with the experience of time, and the time is just playing out a movie until there are no more script to play. Okay, and then you have to come back and then add something. Okay. So I suggest that first this framework, okay, like I'm this circle, and then outside of me are like different projects that I like keep adding manifestation into, and then I'm like branching out my scripts. Now you can create that all of these projects are overlapping and they're synergized, like let's say I don't know, for example, you live in one house, and then you have just, let's say, 4 people come and visit you, and through these 4 people you're actually collaborating and running like 16 projects. And then every day is a different theme, but it's inside of the same space, and you don't have to go to different rooms or different theaters or whatever. It's like it's all your theater. Your actually empty theater is your domain in which these timelines are constructed. So you're always taking your theater with you wherever you go, but if you decide to sit, then your theater is here, and then all the timelines need to come and play out around you. So I could be doing everything from sitting in this very chair, in this very cafe, like daily, and just, you know, be the pivotal kind of like the note of my everything that is happening. Yes, this would be like your mafia boss, where they sit in a garden and they're running the whole, you know, operation, but they have other people going in and out and then distributing the orders. And this is linear, because you don't actually even need anyone to distribute the orders. If you're working through the God mind, you could be a hobo that is actually controlling, like evolving the whole world through the God mind, but nobody knows what you're doing. You're just there. Okay, this is how some high priest operates in terms of like the high priest or priestess of that land is taking care of the whole land and all the people in that land, because they're operating through the console. But what they're doing there all the time in the monastery, right? They're actually effectively creating harmonious environments for everybody, and they're maybe also, through tapping into the collective, they're feeling some disharmony, some pendulums, and like resolving these and whatnot. Again, to the point that a yogi or a priest or shaman, or however you want it, they don't need to actually operate in the physical. Okay, and what I'm also saying here is like, you may set yourself up with movies where you show up and play a role in the physical. Now, the extent that you want to play this role is however you're entertained with it. Okay? And I will bring this to a closure with just saying my experience with the like money. So first of all, if you're in a 0 point, you don't need to operate money on a physical level. You can operate reality, therefore you can have a timeline created where you're granted access to whatever it is that you need. Okay, and this is also the way of some like some gurus, they do like this. They don't really fuck with operating in a linear way, so they just project what they need, and then through the God mind, it is whatever they need is acquired through their through participation and free will or karmic imprint of other contributors. But then you can also skip the other contributors, like co-creators or actors, co-actors. You can instantly materialize whatever you want. But let's say that I think the world is an interesting place with the economy and the money and businesses and whatnot. But then I experienced, okay, building an actual business, it has like a million moving parts that constantly need some cosmetic catering, and it's just a hustle. It's just like a big ass hustle. And then when I do it, if I have a very simple formula, like a 3-step formula, like let's have something very simple, sell it for this money, and then here's who's gonna do the like sales, and then it works, and then incrementally that makes money. If I have creative governance over, do I want this WordPress template or that, I will never ever like accumulate to anything, because everything is so interesting to choose from that it just creates too much choice points. Okay, so something that has a million steps is a journey that can be very interesting if you choose to do it, but it's then it takes a lot of focus, where you can amount to the same type of let's say whatever is the end goal, the end result. You can come to that with 0 steps. Neville Goddard, picture yourself in the wish fulfilled. So breaking things into strategy, like breaking things into steps, into parts, is then linear, and that should cater to your enjoyment. Every step will have a possible crossroad or forking where you need to choose again and again and again. So building a ritual of steps, something that you enjoy to do and repeat on a daily basis, should also be smart enough, elegant enough that that framework also gives you effortless results. Otherwise you will be doing too much, and it might be fun, but you may not achieve any results. I'm certainly the champion of that. Which is okay, because life is here for play, but then sometimes it's also the actual the actual quest, the actual goal, the actual manifestation that simply provides you with a stepping stone, because you're materializing something, and then you have that as a baseline where you can operate from. For example, having a chair where you can sit, and then you manifest that, and then every day you're sitting in a chair, and then from the chair you're doing the rest. Okay, feels like that's about enough. So let me re-up with my quest that I would love to connect with one person that wants to build their own empire in the world. And this is a paid offering, this is a paid mentorship that needs to be committed to for like a 3-month period. Let's brainstorm it right now, because honestly I didn't take time to really crystallize it, so let's do it right now. So this would be the 50 grand entry, 50 grand dollar, US dollar, 3 months, do once a week meditation or guided crystallization or defragmentation, whatever you need in the etherics for things to come and ripen as your manifestation in the physical. And then during these 3 months we can also have an open chat line and just troubleshoot, and I can send you infinite voice notes or very focused or precise voice notes to whatever solves your problem, whichever the way you prefer it to go. I'm hoping that you will be excited about structuring the infinite into something that's interesting for everybody to have fun with. Okay, that's everything from me today.